So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call The Good Life. Today I'm going to be talking about raised beds, how I've put them in and why I use them and the benefits. So I'm going to try and do a one-stop shop as to why raised beds are good and how I use them basically. So I've got 3 raised beds here. So I've got this rectangular one here and 2 circular ones. I've had the 2 circular ones for quite a few years and this one's quite a new addition. The benefits of raised beds are the functionality. You've got such more functionality, and if your mobility is limited, they're really handy and they're far easier to manage and to weed and to look after. They're really easy to assemble, really easy. These ones in particular are Vegega ones. You order whatever size you want, and most of the sizes you can put into different shapes, and we chose the shapes that we chose, but there were different options for these 3 particular beds, but this is the way we decided to go. So they had a simple frame that we just screwed together. We popped them obviously on this bit of allotment, but you can also put them on hard surfaces. Again, really good if you've not got very good soil. And your soil is very challenging, it's very stony, or it's not very good for growing stuff in the sorts of stones or other things in it. What we initially did was, rather than fill it all with compost, because that's really expensive, we actually got obviously the cardboard box that it came in, and we had a little bit more cardboard, and we actually assembled it. We put the cardboard in the bottom and then we started to build it up, and we put general garden waste in it. When I'm talking about garden waste, I'm talking about little logs, twigs, mulching, weeds, all sorts of things we just put in the bottom, and then we started to fill it up. We then put some manure in there, and then you can put some compost on the top. Otherwise, if you just fill it with compost, it would cost an absolute fortune. So I'm not saying don't do that, but it is a very expensive way of doing it. Plus the fact, if you put some manure in it like we did, it made the bed a little bit warmer, and I think the stuff grew much quicker as a result, because obviously it's all composting down. Same with all the other garden matter that you put into the bottom. It all helps with the ecosystem of your raised bed as well, and it saves you money as well, which is win-win really. The other thing I've found is it's much easier to weed, because obviously it's higher up and the soil is much softer. I've got very clayey soil, so sometimes weeding is a real challenge. So I'm still getting weeds in my raised bed, but it's much easier for me to take them out, which is a real benefit. It's also much easier for me to net as well, which has really been beneficial. I've got my blueberries over here, which I have netted with some scaffolding net, which is very cheap. I will put a link up on the screen and one in the description if you want any of this netting. And I did originally have this netted up as well, when some of these things were young seedlings, but now they've matured a bit more, I've taken the netting off. I just put some hoops on and then put the netting over. It's really simple. And these ones are just canes with some bottoms on to keep it protected. I will also put a link for the raised bed in the description as well, and if I can put one on the screen as well, I'll do that. It's a Vegega bed. I find them really good. The other good thing about these, because they're metal, they're really strong, whereas I've tried using wooden ones in the past and sometimes they break down quite easily, whereas these are much more durable and hopefully going to stand the test of time a lot better than some of the DIY ones. But do feel free to make your own beds if you want to. I just quite like these ones because they're quite durable. The other benefit, the blueberries. Blueberries need a special pH level in the soil. Now I wouldn't be able to grow these very easily probably on my plot if I didn't have them in something like a raised bed. So I was able to put the right kind of soil in there, and I built it up the same way as I built this one up. So I built it up with the logs, the twigs, the leaves, all sorts of things to fill the main part of it up. And I put a little bit of manure in it, but then for the top layer I bought some ericaceous soil, which is what blueberries really love. And as you can see, these blueberries are absolutely flourishing here. I've got absolutely tons of blueberries that have actually just started to ripen up, so I'm really chuffed about that. So if you've got something that needs specialist conditions to grow in, like blueberries and some other things that you can grow, these raised beds are absolutely perfect for that too. So if you've enjoyed watching this video and you'd like to buy me a coffee because I've inspired you to get a raised bed, then please check out the link on the screen and in the description. And if you'd like to watch more videos, we will put a what to sew on as well.